And then look.
Out in the open, he gets shot down.
That's the f***ing clutch minister, baby. That is what the kids refer to as a skill differential. Yo, that is sick. Guys, Overpass is back. One of the great things about Overpass is that it is actually a quintessentially global offensive map. Like, people forget, this map was put into the game in Go specifically, and so when you look back on the history of this map, you're sort of taking a lens through which to look at the history of CSGO. There have been some absolutely incredible moments on this map, so let's do it. Let's retro the greatest moments on f***ing Overpass. All right, so first up, I mean, you see on the bottom it says theScore esports. Yeah, this is still one of our videos at the end of the day. You know what the first one's gonna be. I will say this, it does really work out for him in retrospect, right? The fact that it's a slow short creep and that 3 of them go down. I do love that Smith's literally just watched his brother get absolutely he gets his skull opened all over short and then literally just goes, I don't know what the just happened, but I'm going to the site. It really is insane how well this play worked out for Fnatic. Serious question. Do you feel in the current day and age of CS, with tournament rules being what they are and the game being what it is and blah, 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 that play would have like gotten the backlash it did? Like, look at what people do in this day and age. Look at this Danish 5-stack that we're capable of now. Oh. They're like the flying trapeze Danish 5-stack bro. I realize this is not like an illegal peak. I get that. This is not an illegal boost. But I'm just saying, this is the kind of that we do now. And I feel like the Olaf boost is like kind of tame by comparison. And I know that there are differences. I know the Olaf boost was like actually an exploit for different reasons, but still. The crazy thing is that it's not even Olaf's graffiti play. A lot of newer players don't really understand why the burning defuse is so cool. And it really is, one, this was, 11 years ago and the game was just in a different place mechanically, but also like gets the frag, jumps over, sticks the defuse. It's 14-14 at the major, bro. And just dies. Look at it. Look at his health. Look at his health. 5 HP. Crushes Dignitas's hopes and dreams. And then what does he do?
As the flames come in and look at the little dance of happiness.
Can we please talk about how absolutely 2014 coded this is? Look at this. Look at this. Shit. That's so fucking cringe. It was one of the first moments that like we as a community, I feel like really like gathered together around a moment on stream. I never say this about stuff in esports because I don't believe in the gatekeeping, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I do think the burning defuse is kind of one of those you had to be there. Oh, let's do the Lottie. All right, Guardian 1v5 outside Monster. Bomb is down on the other side of Monster. He has an op. This is over. This is absolutely categorically unwinnable. But this is prime fucking FaZe Clan Guardian. Put some respect on the name.
The last to lie.
Gets the first. All right, they're like, they know where he is. They all peek him at once. He gets the freebie on flush shot, check short, nobody there. And then he does something kind of unhinged.
This is the question as to whether he'll save the AWP. Good flashbang. Could get a couple more out of this one.
That's illegal. Now, here's the thing. Do Fnatic run it down a little bit? Yes, but watch this. When he throws this flash, right, and he jumps, gets this frag, right? He saw Golden right here. So when he re-peeks and sees that this player, Lekro, standing further back, he knows there are 2 here. So he gets the no-no on Lekro, which is just absolutely inspired. So what happens is he checks short, and when he realizes he's not being flanked, he focuses his attention solely on Jail. He unscopes because he's sitting at 65 HP, so he doesn't want to actually creep up slowly and just get gunned down. So he actually unscopes, wide swings, gets the frag. And he's in a 1v1. And Crims is literally standing here saying, get me the f*** out. He makes it towards topside, gets the bomb down. Crims is in a 1v1. Here's what I want you to take notes of, kids. Guardian has 38 HP and an op in a 1v1 on Overpass, of all places. He sits towards on the back stairs of Bank, but watch this. These are the only 2 places he can be pushed from. And they are a quick, short flick away from each other. And what does he do? Look at this angle that he takes right here, because he hears the sight play.
That means Guardian knows exactly where to look. Oh!
It's surgical. It's just it's surgical, baby. That's absolutely peak Guardian. Don't ever forget. We can't do this list without putting Dupreeh on this list. I did this a couple weeks ago on a different react, but I will just say this. Here's what's sensitive about this play. He is against an SMG rifle rush on B short Overpass with a Deagle. He's not heaven. He's not graffiti. This is like literally the worst place he could ever be with this gun. And just watch that.
He's also flashed off. Deagle works though. Limited vision, limited weapons. Doesn't even matter. Dupreeh! Oh, the 4th as well. How sick is this round for him? And he's looking for the ace. The first ace.
Also an insane round economy-wise. Please look at this. 4 pistols, no armor. Dupreeh is the only one with body armor. This was, again, a 9-11 round on CT in a grand final BO5 where FaZe is already up a map. This is a hero play. This is an all-time play. This is one of the clutchest plays in Counter-Strike history. Oh, speaking of clutches, we gotta do the Neo, baby. The Neo is a masterclass. A 1v5 on Overpass, which is the rattiest CT map in the game. The only blessing is that he gets bombed right here. So he gets this freebie, right, on Cadian. And what he does is he scales up party towards, like, checks. And here's what I want you to pay attention to this clutch. Look how linear he keeps things. Overpass is so ratty on CT side. There's so many different places you can dive from that you kind of just have to keep things really simple. Isolates the dumpster fight, right? Can't be seen from behind dice or bank. He hears the flash, and he knows the guy's dumpster. So what he does is he scales right side, checks for truck to make sure he's not getting pushed, and he isolates this 1v1.
Was watching the fountain. Neo very nearly lands the second
now,
one.
Throws down the smoke so that he can get the bomb down, because the problem is that in a 1v3s you can just die from anywhere. You can die from long, you can die from dumpster, you can die from bath, right? So he's got to get the bomb down. And immediately works his way to where he just got the frag. Does the CT clear, does the dice clear. He's just...
So we've seen Neo pull off...
That right there is the only actual risk he takes. And in a 1v5, you got to take a couple of risks. Works his way down, sees that nobody's rotating up, so he thinks, okay, I'm probably dealing with a full upper side take. He even double checks. Now watch this. He hears them active on site, checks to make sure it checks towards back, towards below bank, make sure there's nobody there. Here's my favorite part of this clutch. He knows that some guy is going to peek him truck, but he doesn't want to challenge truck, so what does he do? He challenges where the truck player is going to challenge him. Beautiful. Now, he's using the smoke to his advantage. Gets a little spray down, knows that a second is going to fill truck. Using the smoke, challenges and gets the kill, and then now it's just an all-out, absolute, insane dumpster fire, literally, and he wins the map. That is the kind of clutch you get from a man who played 1.6 more than almost any human alive, and at a level that no other human achieved. Unbelievable. Oh, if we're gonna do clutches, we're gonna do Zip. We're gonna do the Clutch Minister. Major final in the first major that Astralis ever won, VP versus Astralis. So Zip is topside in a 1v3. Fortunately for him, Neo runs top connector, which in this day and age, nobody would make this play. He runs up connector and gets caught from behind. So what does Zip do? Still in a 1v2. Immediately smokes Sands to cut off, because he knows because they've lost B-side, he's also lost CT, which means he's lost all of this area here. Crosses back into connector to get the fill here. He reads this beautifully. The thing is, so does Byali. So Byali and Zipix sort of just sit here in a standoff. And Zipix very intelligently is like, okay, nobody's pushing, which means I can probably go and check topside.
On the other side of him, and
Look at his HP. Honestly, unlucky. I don't think Zip made a misplay there. I think it was just bad luck. So flashes bottom con to work up. Now, because Sands is still smoked, he knows the topside player is likely going to work through front bath. So what does he do?
25 seconds, headshot.
At 1 HP, he gets that frag. Immediately picks up the new M4 so he can avoid the reload, because he knows where Byali was. He knows Byali's con. There's 22 seconds left. He has to push through connector. So he holds top connector from this absolutely filthy, disgusting, reportable rat angle. And then look.
Easy Byali way out in the open. He gets shot down. Semnix with the 1-on-3.
Unbelievable. That's the Clutch Minister, baby. Speaking of clutches, let's do this one, because this one absolutely is insane. Cadian at Rio against Team Spirit, 1v3, pushes up towards long. Sees wonderful jump spotting here. Waits for the second one. Sit the down, kid. Now, in the 1v2, he uses the timing. He knows there's going to be a rotate through CT, at least one. Magix comes up towards dumpster. Cadian checks towards Sands here. He does get a little bit lucky on this timing. Gets the frag. He gets down to half HP, throws the nade down, fakes the tap, tries to see if somebody else is coming up from him. He's like, no, nobody's coming from CT, which means they're going to come from either long or connector, which means he can rotate. Now, Chopper sees Cadian push through bank and knows that he can come up from behind him. Now, Cadian fully beelines it. He's like, if he's not coming from CT, which he's not, then it means I have full license to just run and make it to the B site. This actually works out for Chopper, because Chopper's able to get a kit, which he didn't have. So he gets towards B site with a molly, a kit, an M4. They're both at about 50% HP, and he's like, all right, I have a fair shot at this. Comes Heaven, and what does Cadian do? He pushes Graffiti with the op. And there's a little bit of a ships in the night thing here. Cadian times this beautifully. When he sees that nothing is CT, he heard the drop, I'm assuming, and
Down in the water, Cadian, he's got him!
and it's the pop off, bro. The Brazilians loved Cadian at this tournament, and just the way that he uses the crowd after this clutch, it's mental warfare, brother. It deadass is. Oh, speaking of clutches, brother, this one is so dirty. 3v3 famous 22 Cologne Grand Final between Navi and FaZe. Bomb goes down. Two bodies go down immediately. Twistzz is in a 1v3. He is short. Thankfully, the bomb is planted for him. He is unfortunately smoked off. So he makes his way towards behind the sandbag. Sprays. Dodges an op shot. Like Neo, brother. And I'm not talking about CS Neo. Sprays. Picks up the new gun. Gets the frag. Now watch this.
And he hits bait off the bomb. They have to run him down.
Wait for it.
Posted Twistzz. You've got no hope. No way.
That's my goat right there. Here's the thing that's so sick about the spray transfer. He baits the op shot. Wait for it. Baits the shot. Re-peaks,
Posted Twistzz, you've got no hope.
skill issue. That is what the kids refer to as a skill differential. He literally just f***ing outplayed Simple. There was no luck, there was no timing, he just absolutely de-destroyed them. Now this might actually be my favorite play ever on Overpass. 5v5, it's a monster pop, it's the Navi Luminosity semifinals at Cato 16. It's a disaster. Fallen literally just opens up FNX into short because he's so flashed. Gets the trade, he's facing right angle here, Guardian's facing left side, and still loses to Guardian. Really nice shot. Now Guardian has 17 HP, has an op, has some util, and then, but this is over. So he wraps around T side famously, goes all the way around the map, beats out Zeus on this long timing, gets towards the site, and gets bombed down. Now, because he didn't use the smoke to plant, he can actually use the smoke for front bath, which he does. You'll see it bloom in a second here on the mini-map. So he pushes CT because he's trying to isolate as many fights as possible and kill a rotate here. And now, out of respect for all of the parties involved, I am going to recuse myself from this play. Enjoy.
Why don't you cast around?
Okay, tags up. One. He's gonna get. Oh! I'm starting to believe as well, Henry, because he's gonna take inflating. Oh, Fallen! Stop blowing my mind! This is gonna be absolute madness. A round that we will forget.
And Zeus doesn't have time, so he loses. This play has everything. It has the clutch, it has the stakes, it has the slow into the fast, but it's also just the CSGO op at its peak. These two frags right here are so quintessentially go.
Tags up. One. He's gonna get. Oh! I'm starting to.
And then this one, obviously.
He's gonna take inflating. Oh!
This play is what CSGO was, man. It's just, oh, god damn it. The last play we're going to do, though, is one that I feel like does not get nearly enough credit, and that is the Jame clutch. This is Rio 2022, Outsiders against Mouse, up 13-11 in semifinals of Champion Stage. Mouse actually execute a clinical A-site take. Jame is left in a 1v3. Now, his team has money, but because this is Jame we're talking about, everyone expects him to save. Against every expectation, he decides to go for it.
I don't even think Jame realizes he can actually save. He probably feels like
Beats out Torji on the op 1v1. Pushes up, smokes dice. Unfortunately, it bounces kind of badly, so it allows him to cross but not defuse in it. And he starts playing loud and proud here, baby. Watch this.
Maybe gonna try to
Yep.
put some pressure.
Taps.
He's still gonna go for it. He picks up that.
Yes. Holy f***ing shit, what a clutch. These guys like, what, you think just because I'm a fiscally responsible Counter-Strike player, I can't play the game? In an absolutely staggering, never-before-seen display of Jame actually having his monitor turned on and his hands on his mouse and keyboard, he f***s Mouse here. Even with the plant, look at their money. In my opinion, this clutch does not get nearly the love it deserves. Overpass is such an important map in the history of Go. I'm so glad it's back, dude. It had such an important legacy, and I'm so glad that it's back in 2, and I want to see it have that same legacy.
Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring the notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit us up on our X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.